I already have a pretty solid home theater setup. The screen looks good, the sound is good, and for a while I thought that was basically enough. But every time I watch a movie in this room, something still felt a little unfinished. And then I tried this. This is the setup with no backlight. And this is the same setup with Govee TV Backlight 3 turned on. That missing layer was lighting. So today I'm going to set this up, test how well it matches the screen, and see if this is the missing layer my home theater needed. When people build a home theater, they usually think about two things first, the screen and the sound. That makes sense. The TV is what you look at and the speakers are what pull you into the scene. But after using setups like this, I think there is a third part that gets overlooked a lot, the environment around the screen. Because even if your TV looks good, the room around it still affects how the whole thing feels. A completely dark wall can make the screen feel a little isolated. A bright room can flatten the experience, but a controlled glow behind the TV can make the image feel more connected to the space. That's where TV backlighting comes in. And honestly, when I think of TV backlightings now, Govee is basically the first brand that comes to mind. It feels like one of the safest choices in this category because they have been building and improving this type of product for years. Govee has been doing this category for a while, and this new TV Backlight 3 is their latest launch. The big update here is the dual camera system with a 4-megapixel hybrid lens. The goal is pretty simple. Read what is happening on the screen more accurately, then extend these colors onto the wall in a way that feels clean and natural. So before I judge it, we need to get it installed. The setup is pretty straightforward. Inside the box, you have the camera unit, the light strip, the control box, and the accessories for mounting everything cleanly behind the TV. The camera sits at the top center of the screen, the light strip goes around the back of the TV, then the cables all run into the control box, and from there you connect it through the Govee Home app. The part you do not want to rush is calibration. You place the calibration points on the screen, then use the app to tell the camera exactly where the edges of the TV are. After that, you adjust white balance and do one final camera check. This step is not hard, but it matters. If the camera is looking at the wrong area, the lines will react to the wrong area too. So a few extra minutes here can make the final result look much cleaner once you start watching content. Alright, this is the first full turn on after installation and calibration, yet that immediately changes the room. The TV no longer feels like one bright rectangle floating on a dark wall. The light spreads the tone of the image outward, and the wall behind the screen starts to feel like part of the setup. The first impression is less about one specific color and more about the overall feeling. The space feels warmer, fuller, and a little easier on the eyes. And that's why I wanted to show the before and after at the beginning. You don't really need a long explanation to understand what changed. You just see it. Now let's see how well it actually follows the screen. I'm going to start with a few different types of content. With warm scenes, the backlight follows the tone pretty well. You get that orange and amber glow behind the TV, but it does not feel like the wall is just blasting one flat color. With darker scenes, I'm looking for control. This is where some backlights can get distracting because they keep lighting up the wall even when the scene is supposed to feel quiet. Here it stays more restrained, which is what I want. And with more color footage, the transitions are easier to notice. When the screen moves from blue to red or from the bright scenes into something darker, the lighting follows without feeling too jumpy. This is where the dual camera system and 4-megapixel hybrid lens matters. The cameras are trying to capture more screen detail, and the AI color mapping turns that information into lighting rooms around the TV. The simple version is this. The system is not just guessing one color for the whole screen, it is reading different areas and trying to extend the mode of the image outward. Now I want to step back from color matching and look at the overall atmosphere, because for me, this is the real reason to use something like this. When the backlight is on, the TV wall feels less empty. The screen feels like it takes up more space, even though the TV size has not changed. The glow around the edges gives the image a softer landing into the room. The RGBWIC light strip is part of why this works. You get red, green, blue, and a dedicated white channel. So the light is not only relying on basic RGB mixing. The stripe also has 16 LED per meter, so the glow looks smoother and less patchy across the wall. Govee is also using things like gamma calibration and white light blending here. Bright scenes will still feel bright, darker scenes will stay controlled, and low saturation colors should not disappear completely. And I think this is the part that makes the upgrade feel more practical than decorative. It still looks cool, obviously, but it also changes how relaxed the room feels when you're actually watching something. Now let's switch to faster content. This is where reactive lighting can get messy. So here I'm watching for timing. When the scenes change quickly, the backlight keeps up well. It reacts fast enough that it feels connected to the screen, but it does not feel like it's flashing randomly just to show off. That balance is important. If the lights lag behind, you notice it. If they react too aggressively, that can become distracting too. Here, the motion feels controlled. Govee is using dual processing chips here, and the idea is to handle screen information faster and keep the lighting response tighter. You do not need to think about that while watching, but you do notice the result when the content gets more active. Once everything is installed, the whole setup still looks pretty clean. The camera sits on top of the TV, so yes, you can see it if you look for it. But from a normal viewing position, it does not bother me. After a while, it just becomes part of the TV setup. The light strip is hidden behind the screen, and the final look from the front is very simple. Most of what you actually notice is the glow, not the hardware. That matters because the home theater setup should still feel easy to live with. I do not want something that looks amazing for one demo shot, then feels annoying every day after that. Here, once it is set up and calibrated, I can just leave it there and use it like part of the room. So after setting up the Govee TV Backlight 3 and watching different types of content with it, I do think this adds a layer my setup was missing. The TV was already good, the sound was already there, but the room around the screen felt a little empty before. Now the screen, the sound, the environment feels more connected. What I like the most is the effect is easy to understand. The color matching helps the line follow the content. The RGBWIC strip makes the wall glow look richer and smoother, and the respawn is quick enough that it works with faster scenes too. For me, this is kind of home theater upgrade that does not require replacing the TV or changing the whole room. You add it to what you already have, and the setup immediately feels more finished. That's the Govee TV Backlight 3. If you want to check it out, I will leave the link in the description. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.